at the court complex in Accra as the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana's nationwide strike is beginning to bite hard. Some unsuspecting clients who visited the court this morning were actually expressing their frustration after meeting an empty court premises. My colleague James Kwesi has been monitoring some of the activities in court here in Accra today and comes through with this report.
Absolutely nothing is happening here at the court complex in Accra. Now, on a normal day, the background you see there would have been buzzing with activities, cars coming in and out, people moving in and out of the courthouse. But today, following the strike, indefinite nationwide strike that have been declared by the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, every activity at the court have been brought to a halt. The demand of these workers is that government need to, with immediate effect, review their salaries. They make the point that every 2 years, government is supposed to review their salary. But for the past 2 years and 5 months, government has been unable to review their salaries, and so they are calling for that. They have been making the calls for the past few weeks, but following during their press conference yesterday, they made it known that all efforts to get government to do what they are asking for has proven futile, and so they have directed that every worker of the judicial service, from the receptionist to the court clerks to the registrars, all of them go on strike. And so for those clients who have visited the court today, this morning, in order to either appear in court or do some paperwork in the court, have all been turned away. We can listen to some of them who have been expressing their frustration to Joy News.
I have a case in Land Court 5, and the case is supposed to come on Monday, but I just wanted to come and verify whether it will come on. Actually, I'm not aware that the judicial service is on strike. I don't know. So I came here, I didn't see any people. So I called my lawyer's office, and they said they are on strike.
The lawyer said who is on strike?
The lawyer's office, the chamber, a clerk there told me that they are not working today because they are on strike.
So which means when you came, there was nobody in the office until you call your lawyer?
Yeah, but I couldn't get anybody, I couldn't see anybody. And really, if you ask anybody to know what is telling you anything, you see. So in fact, first I thought because it was, today is a AU day, that's why they are not working. So I called the lawyer's office and I was told that they are on strike.
What do you do from here?
Oh, I'm going to the lawyer's chamber. I've called, they say, the clerk says he has now come. So I'm going there. Really, the case is supposed to come on Monday. So I'm also to travel. So I'm waiting tomorrow. If I don't hear anything, then I have to travel tomorrow.
Which means that Monday you will not come here any longer?
Yeah, if by the close of Friday they are not be able to resolve that issue, then it means Monday too, there wouldn't be any work.
When I got to the gates, I saw that the gate is open, but nobody is there. No court official is there. No court officer is there to talk to you. The frustrating. No, the frustration. I'm even afraid to get inside because if the court officers are not there, you go inside. What happens? So I think they should even have somebody at the gate, either in front of the gate or at the gate of the court, to turn us back or tell us something. It's frustrating.
When was your case supposed to be heard?
Today we have other motions. I use the court almost every day. I have court almost every day. I have court almost every day. I work in charge of OSU store cases and my personal company cases. So I'm here almost every day. And I don't think this will help even the state because the revenue is also going.
How was the inability of the court to hear your case or the case to proceed, how is it going to affect you, especially your company?
Yes, as I stated earlier, it's frustrating because For instance, I have a garnishee order to take money, for the court to give me order for the banks to come and pay us money. Without the court resuming, you cannot come. You don't even know when they are coming for you to know when you are taking even your money. You understand? We have a garnishee order. We file motion we are applying for garnishee for the banks to come and pay us money. You don't know when. You don't even know when. So I'm pleading. I know the court is a court of law, and they will not do anything in a vacuum. They must have a reason why they are doing this. So I'm pleading with the state. I know things are hard for everybody, for the state, but they have to look at the court. The court is all we have.
Earlier when we arrived, we had access to the court premises, but later some security personnel, precisely the police, arrived in some 2 pickups and drove all of us, the media as well as the members of the general public, away with the explanation that the place is not open for the general public today. As to how long this will continue, the security personnel will continue to man the premises, we do not know, but it has been a place of inaction today. Day 1 of the JUSSAG strike is beginning to bite hard, especially on persons who have some work to do in court. Reporting from the court complex in Accra for Joy News, my name is James Kwesi Aveji.
And of course, I need to point out that Xavier Kuja, who speaks for the Ghana Bar Association, is joining us via Zoom. Thank you, sir, for joining us today as well. But just before I get to you, we can now have a sense of what's happening in the Ashanti region, Kumasi to be precise, where the Ashanti regional branch of the Ghana Bar Association is asking government to immediately intervene in the strike declared by the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana. Regional chairperson of the group, Kwame Owusu-Sechere, says the strike will delay court proceedings and will leave the court users stranded if government fails to intervene. Nanaya Bachi Adam has more.
The Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana declared an indefinite strike after the expiry of an ultimatum issued to the government to address demands for the approval of salary increase. The strike has left court users stranded at various court complexes in the Ashanti region, including the Kumasi High Court and the Court of Appeal. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the Ghana Bar Association, Kwame Owusu-Sechere, says the government must find an immediate solution to ensure the judicial service staff return to work. He says the absence of JUSSAG will negatively affect every court activity.
Yeah, I'm worried in the sense that it's affecting administration of justice in the region. If the strike is nationwide, then the nation. But this morning, for instance, we have a lot of cases that we're supposed to do. You have to file processes that has to be done so that you file it within time, because the proceedings and everything is regulated by law. When you want to file any process, there is a specific time limit within which to file. So you come here, you want to file, and it's not there. What happens to that process? And then those who are on remand, who are supposed to even be brought to court, for them to get justice by way of application for bail and others, they cannot come. So what happens is that people's rights will be affected, and it's a very serious thing that we have to find a way of resolving so that these people can come back for us to continue with the administration of justice as far as the region is concerned.
Some court users who are left stranded want JUSSAG to rescind their decision.
Today I'm very sad, and because I've traveled all the way from Sashibakwai to file papers in this court, and to my surprise, we heard the news yesterday night. It was very late, so we thought they were not going to implement it, but to our surprise, it's in full implementation that they are not going to work, and we are very sad, because looking at the duties of the court and those that the courts are serving, we are highly in need of the service of the court, because we need justice. And for us to come here to see no worker here, no court worker here, is something that we can't say anything about, but just that it has worried us, and we know we are pleading that they should give ear to their plea and let them come back to work, because in fact it's very worrisome.
I came from Obuasi Chichire. I lost my husband not long ago, and I have been coming to court almost every day. This is very disturbing. I had to come for my ruling today, but the court isn't opened to us. It's very disturbing. Government must do something about this.
Chairman of the Ashanti Regional JUSSAG, Osei Kwabena Intansa, however, says the industrial action will continue if government fails to heed to their demands.
As has been mentioned earlier by our national executives, they said until the government approves the new salary and pay us from January, including the arrears, that's going to change their mind. We are following the footsteps of the national, so whatever they say is what we are going to adhere to. Other than that, there's nothing we at the local level can do.
What of persons who are here bringing their case? Some are coming for review, some are coming for redress and ruling. What of them?
It's unfortunate it has happened this way. We all don't want it this way. But look at the situation in the country now. Cost of living, everything is being increased. Our colleagues, they have their salaries being increased by 30% since January. And judicial service staff, we have not received anything of that sort. And we'll go to the same market. You can just imagine. So all that we are pleading is the government should approve our new salaries and pay us. That's what that we are fighting for. And it's also unfortunate that these people are also some as the court users. We don't want it that way, but it has come. There's nothing that we can do.
So the JUSSAG indefinite strike action over unpaid arrears takes effect today. Here at the Kumasi High Court, court users would not have access to the courtroom. Every single office here is locked and not opened for any judicial activity. For Joy News, my name is Nana Boachi Dankwa.
Well, so that's a wrap of what's happening in the Ashanti region. I want to bring in now the PRO for the Ghana Bar Association, Xavier Kuja, is with us. Thank you, sir. So you've heard the concern, not just from Accra, but also what's happening in parts of the country. Just a day after JUSSAG declared this strike. For you as the Ghana Bar Association, are you making any form of intervention just to contain the situation?
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. Yes, we're making some interventions behind the scenes, but for now, I think we just appeal to the parties, JUSSAG and government, to go back and talk to each other, because I believe that this is an act of last resort on the part of JUSSAG, because according to them, their grievances have been known to government for a very long time. So we think that they are reasonable people. So if government is able to make sincere promises to them with definite timelines, they should be able to come back latest maybe by Monday.
But then the aspect of justice delivery, that will be grave for those who are awaiting judgment and others.
Exactly so, because of course that is true. But JUSSAG is a body on its own. They have their rights. They know why this is the time they have chosen. That is why I said that the best way out is for government to engage them, so that at least even if their demands are not met entirely, sincere promises with definite timelines can be made to them. They are reasonable people and they will go back to work. And as it happens now, all of us have a lot of work to do. Judges will have a pile of work to do. JUSSAG itself will have a pile of work to do. Lawyers will have a pile of work to do. Court users who are disappointed. So when they come back, it means that every stakeholder in this equation has a lot more work to do, more than as usual we do.
Now, with JUSSAG itself and, the concerns they are raising, is it the case that the Ghana Bar Association is flippant about this? The fact that you do not see reason for which they're pulling out in terms of rendering their services?
We are not part of judicial service. We are just lawyers practicing our trade in conjunction with the judicial service. What the grievance judicial service has to do with government, not us. So they take their own decisions. We don't pay them salary. We have nothing to do with their service conditions. So this came to us too as a blow, because we didn't know what was happening until we heard it on air yesterday.
And so for the interventions you're making now, when do you estimate that all of this may be done and dusted with?
Hopefully Monday we should see some action. That is why I am saying that the best people to deal with this is JUSSAG as well as government, because they are the main people involved. So they should engage each other. And as I said, let me reiterate, they may not necessarily be asking that pay them now. They're asking for approval. If that is done with definite timelines regarding payment, with sincere promises, I believe that they will come, because they are reasonable people. They also have relatives who use the courts, and this is where they make a living.
And for your members, are they beginning to reach out to national leadership over how this strike is affecting them?
Well, it's natural. Of course, you have a few calls as to what's happening. That's why I said we are working behind the scenes, and very soon we'll see results. But to reiterate again, the major players in this game is government and JUSSAG. They have to go back and see whatever must be done, because as to what their grievances are, we have nothing to do with it. We are just court users and practitioners or stakeholders who are suffering the brunt of what government and JUSSAG failed to agree on. So we are appealing for government's immediate intervention, at least if sincere promises and definite timelines are made regarding their demands. I am sure, being reasonable people, they will get back to work.
Grateful for your time, Xavier Kudje, PRO for the Ghana Bar Association. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.